Alrighty, welcome back to Game 2 Super League week something.
What are we, week 5?
Week 5.
We are week 5.
Someone from Predator just jacked up a really nice pool.
Oh, we're in.
Fielded by Tongue. Oh, cold drop.
Not a great start to the game.
From Sammy. Don't want to see a captain do that. Backhand force. Baddock strolls up to the disc. Wants to punch it in to Petrie straight away.
Gimme. 1-0. 1-0 Predator. Yeah.
It's not the best way to start a game. For sneak, is it?
Yeah, it is sneak, and you're exactly correct. Like, no pressure on that swing. It was more of a center, really, and Predator 1-0 on one throw.
How many seconds gone in the game? We've got a timer here.
Oh, I think it's literally 10 seconds.
0, 0, 0, 0.
0. So negative time has gone past, and Predator already on the board. So Predator 0-4 in the first 4 weeks of this Super League 2020, but yeah, really hungry, I would assume, for tonight. That is a bit of a present to begin with, hey?
Absolutely. I mean, they're a young team. Lots of legs. Yeah, I think got a lot of talent behind the disc.
Definitely. A lot of throwers.
A lot of throwers, and then you got Ted up the field. Sid can grind the unders. Are they playing? They got 1 sub, 2 subs, 3 subs.
I think they had their whole line last week, and they lost to a savage Zimmer.
That hurts.
Subs doesn't really say everything. It's not all about the subs. It's all about the connection, I guess. How many they got tonight? They got 10, so I think that's a good number.
That's a great number. Everyone gets to play lots. Everyone's hungry. Definitely
a bit warmer today as well. Warmer conditions. And a bit windier, which means that a bit more longer points as well.
I like the look of that pull from Baddock's. Lots of float. Kind of sliding back towards the high side of the field. Yeah. Connor's looking for that huck to Seng. Sends it. Get up.
Great read.
Dishes back to Greg. Oh, wants the give go.
He's got every option.
Oh, Seng's still there. Hits the hammer.
1-1.
Oh, 1-1. Bit of a fancy footwork on the catch there from Seng.
Great patience there by Greg.
He really wanted it.
He had a couple of unders. He had Andy, he had Dill. Definitely had Sammy in the dump space, but did not really look at him. Did not want him. He wanted that hammer, I think, from about stall 2.
Well, he had him on the up line, and then he had the around, and then he settled on the hammer.
So sneak to pull now. They've got at least 1 sub, I can see. They have struggled with numbers a little bit this season already. No Greg Windsor. He's back in Canada, I believe, where his homeland for this week, and I believe next week as well, leading up to Christmas.
He's a long boy.
He is a big boy. I'm not sure who else they're missing tonight.
Connor with a pull. He is known to throw a monster.
Yeah, big backhand pull here. And let's see. Oh, more of a
short roller. We talk it up. Nunu stops it dead in its tracks. Joe Petrie jogs over. Set up a side stack. Isolating Nunu. Just bust deep.
It's like a cheeky 3-3-1 here. Oh no, it's actually a different little setup. Oh no, maybe it is. More of a 3-2 and then 2 deep. Try and trap him on that sideline. Lots of holes through this cup. Going to go overhead. No. Great break.
Excellent use of fakes there. Pivoting around. Got on the high side. Swings it back low to Joe. Wants to hit it through the middle. Doesn't happen. Great crash from Sid. Dishes back to Joe.
Sid getting a feel of these release off. That's a great hammer.
Oh my goodness. It's a laser.
Sean picks it off. Izzy gives the Nunu. Nunu with the hammer.
Jacks it up to Ryan.
With the read, and that is a goal.
That's the type of ultimate I've been expecting from Predator. So they've left me hungry for seeing that. It's nice to see them kind of string it together, hit those connections.
Absolutely. That's what they're capable of. Have you watched many of their games this season, Ethan?
I've watched 2.
W5G2. Okay, that's not a great sample size. I mean, I've only played with them against them once. I have watched them a little bit, and I can't really tell you the reasoning why they haven't been more successful, because they have been in every game, bar maybe last week, but I didn't watch a lot of last week's game against Zimmer. They have the pieces.
Mm.
Um,
Well, my sample size is their 2 games against Zimmer, in both of which they got blown out.
right. Was that the first week they didn't get super blown out? They were competitive, but yeah, you're right. Zimmer have been very strong.
But your team took them down in game just 4 now.
Yeah, we did. Surprising game. I feel Flappel just decided to turn it on and didn't really turn it off. Didn't really know how to turn the tap off there, which was, yeah, nice to be a part of.
Yeah, Andy, big pull. Going to slide away from the camera. Connor will field it. Dish to Tongue.
Tongue rocking the backwards cap tonight. I think that gives him some extra style points as well as handler.
Nice scuba over the top. Tongue crashing, clearing. Still got Seng on the sideline. Opts for the hammer over to Chua.
It's a really loose zone. They're not taking away heaps of those inside options. They did that time. Took away that crash. But there's not heaps of pressure on the disc.
Pretty content to let those short ones come off. I think it's more the over the top they're trying to stop. And ones like that. Big hammer again from Greg.
And no one on Dylan. And Dylan will eat those up all day. Yum, yum, yum.
2 hammer assists from Greg. Hammer time right now. Yeah, it seems that zone's a lot more focused on like really cracking down on those over the tops and through the middle.
Yep.
And being a lot more content with letting them play around with it. Kind of more in the backfield.
Yeah, and maybe down the sidelines as well. And they did. They squeezed it down the sideline. But it's about responding to that then, and really, they lost Dylan. They lost him. So there's a bit of breeze out here, but with that said, it's a thrower's breeze, I would say.
So the one hard thing about it is it's been pretty inconsistent all night.
Yeah, it's a bit gusty.
Yeah, some throws have popped up, some have not. Makes it a bit difficult.
Which, for me as a defensively minded player, I love a bit of that. I love a bit of they're just popping up and getting a second bite at the cherry when you think you're not in it. So look for these players to really, don't give up on the disc, because they will pop. Sammy Ogden, big boy, big pull.
That is a big pull. It's going to float, slide.
Caught by Baddocks, gives to Davis. Makes the big, gives back to Baddocks. He's got Sereni Basin in the middle, back to Baddocks, getting every other here. Watchell, back to Baddocks. Sereni Basin again to Ted. Great flow to Baddocks.
Oh, huge bid from Hong.
And
Called not in.
Called not in. Hong surprises you, I think. He's not in the play, and then all of a sudden, he'll come out of nowhere. That was great flow, though.
Great flow.
Srinivasan finds Watchell back to Baddocks, and the Baddocks just surveys his options. And Hong with a great read. Oh, he's actually gone over top of the disc.
What did we say on that replay? Was he in?
That's a good question. I mean, the call on the field is a goal, so I think it's a goal.
We'll stick with the goal.
We have the the benefit of technology here, and it's a goal.
Looked pretty in to me live, but definitely have not got the best perspective.
So we're 2s. No, we're 2-3. Sorry, I take that back.
Predator up 1.
Up a break. That initial gimme, which Sneak will need to get back. And they will want to get back.
I think they've definitely got the team for it. Lots of, quick grinding undercutters, I think.
Is that Sneak?
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Very quick disc movement laterally. And that just opens up the field so much.
Lots of, yeah, real just quick, pretty slippery on the crashes and the unders. They've also got some real powerful throwers in Sammy and Connor. You can put it to maybe Hong or Greg in the deep space as well. Pretty well-rounded team, I'd say.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. We got Greg, we got Singh, and then you got like people like Greg who aren't Greg Windsor, that is. I'm talking about Schrader as well. That looks like it's going to stay in.
It's a great pull.
And roll out, brings to the cone. Oh, Ted poaching off.
Oh, you got to get horizontal there.
Petrie almost had a bid, but Hong safely takes it, and he hits the inside as well. Back to Sammy. Oh, we're just inside through the middle. Flow to Chua, to Schrader. He wants a hammer, I think.
Surely. Put it up.
3 for 3. Oh, he wants the high release, but he gets hand blocked by Izzy. Davis picks up the scraps, and Petrie will look to punt it.
Oh,
he doesn't want to. Gets it to Sharondo. Sharondo, Chile.
Gotta just sort out their dump space here a bit. They got 2 people back.
Finds Watchell.
Ooh.
Almost takes out Tongue.
Swings to Davis. Dishes to Sean. Back to Joe.
I think those breaks get off a bit too easy there, and then we're going up, and that looks like it's going to fade out.
Oh, why'd you touch it?
That's a drop on it. Oh, no. Is it a drop?
I think that's a throwaway because it's out. He wasn't able to tow it in.
But he...
What's the score?
Yeah.
So they're setting up a zone. Sneak with Fletcher. Jumps backwards, got Doe.
Looks pretty...
He's in Callahan country right now with a big mark on him. So Rondo wants that second hand block of the game.
This looks like a pretty poachy zone as well. Kind of looking to bait the bad throw.
Absolutely.
And see if we can get those like tight wings to have a bid on the disc. Connor hits the hammer to the middle of Greg. You've got to throw like that. Always use it. Oh,
surprised he looked off P there. P had acres of space. And that's a huge hammer.
Have a bid.
Read that.
Oh, that's a drop.
It is. It was a great hammer though.
Great hammer.
Probably 60-odd metre. I can't throw a huck that far, I don't think.
It's the right option though. Dylan had a paddock to catch that in.
Maybe just fading away a little bit. A difficult upside down throw to catch.
Sometimes I wonder why you throw the disc the right way up, to be honest. You can throw a hammer like that.
Yeah.
You got Ricky walking up to the front of the end zone. Luke Meyer busting deep. Heads back to the stack. Ted wants it under. Ooh.
Almost a poach there.
Excellent work to avoid contact there. Nunu collects it under. Jacks it up.
And that's going to sit.
That is an absolute
air
battle.
And
have a bid. Oh.
Greg gets the 3 points there, but Ted almost catching the scraps.
Tongue in the middle. Easy 30-meter pass there.
They're still in their zone. I think they're still in their zone. Not a lot of pressure on the disc. They are taking away the next option.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the throw they're looking to bait.
Really baiting those swings, aren't they? Well, Joey's particularly. But Petrie, sorry.
I think if you see it swing to this side, you'll see like Sean Davis do the same thing.
Yep.
2 like very athletic, explosive players. Through the middle to Greg.
That is where the inside opens up, though. And gainers. We got Mock in the middle. And cheeky little, whatever that was. Wasn't no pivot back in. More of a step through.
Yeah, he needs to stop running to throw the disc.
But he'll make it work.
Not Hong.
He'll definitely make it work. Almost step past. Who was it? Ricky in the backfield there. Oh no, it wasn't Ricky. So we've got threes.
Tied up at 3s.
Who have you got winning this game there, Mr. Ethan?
Great question. Great question. 3s? Yeah, we're at 3s. I'd like to say Predator. I think they have the tools to do it. I'd like to see them get on the board because they haven't yet. I like an underdog.
Which isn't really a Baddock's kind of play, is it? Well, hasn't been the last couple of years in Super League. He hasn't really been the underdog. He's often been the top dog. And even coming into the season, a lot had him finishing either first or second. And after the first 4 weeks, you would, you'd be very surprised with those predictions, I think. Yeah, I think Sneak, just for me at the moment, I'm just using the distance a little bit better. And the pressure around the disc on defense for Predator just isn't quite there yet. So hopefully they can bring some more intensity coming in here. With that said, it's 3s. Sneak might be down a break, but it's a long game.
Sing with the ball. Nice bit of float. Just going to pick it up, centre to Ricky. Ricky's going to centre to Baddocks. Baddocks looking for cuts, but not much movement downfield. Fakes a big.
Lots of deep cups all happening at the same time.
The big call. Foul call, big call.
I think we had to pick. It's not going to affect the throw by Froud to Baddocks, I don't think. It was as Davis was clearing. And I think maybe rubbed Ogden just a little bit too close. And Fletcher wasn't able to keep with him. So the throw will stay with Baddocks.
Yep.
We're coming in on 1.
Everyone's happy.
Predator need to put this one in. Having a look, he's got Srinivasan.
Yeah, and keeps it in.
And he's going to toe the line. That's a great take.
Great grab.
Corner.
Way to keep it in. But there's a call.
There is something.
Word. No hand signals here. Pick, maybe? Oh.
There's a goal.
Oh.
The pick was on Sammy chasing Froud.
Yeah.
And considering Srinivasan was already 10 metres deeper than him, there was no way Sammy was going to get to that disc. So it's a goal to Predator. And we're 4-3.
Excellent work from Predator there. Way to punch it in. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see them. I really like some of their offensive looks. I think I think some of their key handlers start to put it together. I think it will start to look a little bit better. I think.
Yeah.
Probably had a few players not play their best. So yeah, be good to see it all come together for them.
I think Predator's one of those teams where they're very flexible in that their main handlers, you got Baddocks and Davis, I would probably assume, can all play different roles. And that may be where the chemistry is lacking currently. But I think that will actually help them as they move deeper into this league. Big pull there.
Seeing a lot more of Petrie behind the disc as well.
Yep. And you'll see Klein back there as well.
I think seeing Petrie kind of fit into that like Baddocks-Davis combination will, I think as he kind of figures out his role there, we'll see him really have an impact in this team they might not have had yet.
So one of the benefits of Super League, I think, is that you get thrown in sometimes with people that you've never played before, played with before, I should say. And you just have to kind of adjust, adapt. And sometimes teams don't do that as quick as others.
On that point, bit of an easy turnover, just a bit of a cold drop from Seng, maybe a bit hot on the throw. So now we've got Predator looking at offense in the red zone. Just kind of happy to switch it between their handlers. Ooh. Bit of a missed throw there from Baddocks. Bit too much inside out on the.
Yeah, just lift
Not
it a
inside
bit.
out.
Just tilt it a bit. And we're going big. We're going big.
Going big.
Srinivasan.
That's a
he's gonna
great
milk
throw.
that.
That is a delicious throw.
He's not in. And he'll finish that off to Chua.
Yeah, what a beautiful throw.
And that is the break back for Sneak. So, considering, yeah, the first point was a bit of a gift. That one was a bit harder for Sneak to get that one back. But Chua with the bookends, with the great read and that pop up.
Big D, bit too much air bounce was the one I was trying to say before.
Ah, the air bounce, yes.
Throwing into the wind.
Whether it was an air bounce or whether it was just one of those just where you just put a little bit of backwards tilt on it and it kind of just lifts the nose. I mean, I would trust Davis in the air, so I would just throw into his general area, but probably make it a little bit easier for him next time around. And big interzog in that is a money put from literally his end zone.
Straight cash. It'd probably be a little bit.
Fletcher probably could have milked that in.
Yeah, a bit salty. He hasn't collected the 2 points there. I'd be upset. Throw like that, no points.
Yeah, massive shout out to the boys running the Outbreak Fantasy for the Super League. Greg, and I think Tung has done like a little bit behind the scenes as well, or at least Tung's talking about how much he's worth. He's not worth that much anymore. He reckons he's been averaging some -1s. I think he's on $11. So, considering you start on 20,
could be a value pickup if you want to trade him in.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, yeah,
he has
definitely
potential
he
to
could give you a -1, but he has the potential to get some of those Ds and that sort of thing. Just a pesky little guy around the disc. He's got Izzy wide open.
He's always working hard. He's got the task of locking down Sean as well, which is no mean feat. Oh, cold drop there from Ryan Froud. Sammy picks it up. Does he want the big? Jackson, another huge backhand.
Oh, Joey's
Joe.
in the area.
Oh,
and the crumbs are Joe's. Great second read. They're actually really difficult, especially when you feel like they're going to go over your head.
That was, yeah. Battle of the Hucks here.
It is a little bit, and that is another money shot. All right, I think we know where's the wing going.
That is straight cash.
But still, that.
That's a what, 80-meter throw?
Yeah, we've got a replay in here, and that's effortless.
That is money.
A timeout is called on the field. While there's a timeout in the field, there was a development weekend run sponsored by Outbreak Club. We flew in Outbreak. Flew in a couple of national coaches of the Australian teams, Greta Murdoch and Steve. And can't remember his last name. What was his last name?
I've got nothing. I'm sorry.
Right, Steve Wright. That's right. I was going to say Woods, but that was wrong. Steve Wright. Get my joke?
Got it.
Wrong. Thank you. Yeah, such a great weekend. But you can see there are a few bruised bodies out here. There was a bit of sun and not enough sunscreen. I, for one, am definitely feeling it today. I think I've had about 4 litres of water and I'm still very dehydrated.
I went home after the Saturday and this is how you know it was bad. Sat on the floor in the shower for 20 minutes.
How good is sitting on the floor in the shower though?
Underrated.
It's like a bath.
Yeah,
it's better. I
just
reckon. Had
the cold water going over me.
Very nice.
Even getting out of bed this morning was a challenge for me. I don't know how these boys are out here playing.
I'll admit, getting up for the 8 a.m. Work start this morning was not fun, but we did it, and we almost had a nap this afternoon. But we're here. Anyway, the weekend was just wonderful in terms of, setting some culture and actually looking at a little bit of specifics around defense. Defensive footwork was a major focus point, as well as offensive throwing and decision making. We had, 60 60-odd lads with a handful of ladies come out. And yeah, really, really soak up everything that that the two coaches, as well as some of our senior coaches around here, Johnny Warren White and Sammy Interzogden, were presenting. Just a really, really good weekend.
I feel a lot more confident about my my game after the weekend.
Yeah.
Feel a lot more inspired to maybe buy into team culture a bit more, and yeah, feeling good. Great weekend.
Yeah.
Wish I could do it every weekend, but I'd probably die.
I think our bodies would not agree. Yeah. Imagine how fit we'd be, though.
True.
We wouldn't have any time, though. We wouldn't have a family.
Yeah. I had to do a little bit of begging to get 2 full weekend days away from the family, but it was good.
I bet you were happy seeing your boy when you go home.
Yeah, I was. Actually, I was pretty spent, so we had a bit of jump on dad time, which is the easiest way to entertain a child.
Yeah?
No effort.
I thought it was a balloon. Have you ever seen that, where you get a balloon on a string and you tie it to one of their hands or ankles?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think I'll be going to that. Most definitely.
It's a good one.
Maybe not as a newborn, but I don't know what age you probably start that.
Before they can crawl, that's the time. Once they start crawling, it's game over.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. All right, here we go. Nunu with the pull. Big inside out. That looks splendid. That is a splendid pull into the wind. Tongue comes out of the timeout. Sleeves rolled up.
That's a great throw
Oh
by Fletcher.
my goodness.
Always coming for Schrader.
Jacks it again to Greg. Get up, son.
Gonna take the wind. We're in a bit of a hug fest here. And the crowd, all 18 of them, love it.
I think
They've all gone the same way, though. I wouldn't mind seeing one the other way going. See how the disc behaves.
Sammy,
Because just playing before, the Hawks going the opposite direction, so we're going, we're currently shooting south to north. They're just sailing. Going north to south, they are bleeding, and they are falling very short. Or they're just floating
sitting
for days. So these look a lot nicer. Great choice of club happening from both teams. Well, all right, I should say both teams. It really is just Ogden and Davis at the moment.
I mean, Sammy had that one backhand that he tried to shoot upwind that got D'd by Petrie. It was competitive, but a lot harder to put it in there.
Wilson.
Care package of water for John Brill.
Very dry. Big pull coming up from Fletcher.
That's lovely.
It's nice.
I reckon that's the biggest pull we've seen into that end zone all night.
The wind has died just a little bit to start this point.
Oh,
it's
that's
flat.
That is...
Baddock's had a step.
It's not a bad option. Oh, Sammy gets horizontal, stays down. Injury call.
Injury call. Because there was no contact with an defensive player, I should say, he needs to come off the field. He looks like he's okay. Walking off under his own power.
Could be landed on the old crown jewels. That's what it looks like to me.
Deep breaths. I didn't know that he was playing for Flatball Z. I thought he was playing for Snick.
That looked like a pretty fair go at the disc, though.
I think he had a good hand on it, for sure. Inclined to pick it up.
It was a nice looking layout as well. Good technique on it.
We've got a short field here. They're getting breaks all day, Predator. Baddock's really wanted the disc there.
Another break. Sang gets huge on the mark. Come up with the disc though. Another beautiful inside, high release. Way to punch it in there from Predator. Just breaks all day, really.
That was literally 4 breaks in a row.
Around or inside, doesn't matter how it goes. That's a lovely throw. I was out practicing those ones with Tom Morrissey on the weekend. Like outside in flick, hits your receiver on that their right hand. Tough throw.
Indeed.
Where are we at? 5-6. Very even.
5-6 the Predator. We had Sneak starting on offense, so they are down now 2 breaks.
Ah, I
So
called it.
what was the old flat ball Z?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the joke. I missed it.
You did miss it.
Ah,
It was a flat ball Z. as
that's
well.
that is a flat ball Z. We've all been there though.
Oh. I said I didn't know you played for flat ball Z. I thought you were playing for Sneak.
Flat balls. It's the joke. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sammy must must be in lots of pain not to get that joke at the moment.
I think I'm in more pain now that I understand the joke.
Yeah, jokes definitely get funnier as you explain them, I've heard. The more you explain a joke,
Give us some more
funnier they get.
detail about that joke.
No, I think I'm done. Nunu back with it. Malhotra with a nice floaty backhand. Fletcher receive. Centering to Mock. Was that zone again? Here comes that zone again. So it's, oh, that's a great release though from Mock. We're going to go Hamarawi again.
Yeah, send it, Greg.
No, hasn't quite got it. Watcher is locking a little bit, shutting a little bit deep.
What's
Oh, but
There
there's
it
that
is.
hammer.
Dylan reels it in.
Acres of space. Finds tongue.
Oh,
Do, Chua. They're knocking on the doorstep. One more throw.
good
Just
connections
needs to
here.
Be patient.
Or dumps it back to
Almost
Hong.
misses him.
Swings it all the way back to Greg. Connor decides to join the party late. Fakes the push. Quick dish inside to Chua.
Just unable to recover there as quick there, Predator.
Just, yeah, acres of space for Dylan in the back.
I'm not sure if they were baiting that throw, hoping that, yeah, the wind would push it, but these hammers have been on point at the moment from Sneak.
I think at this point in the game, you really got to respect Greg's hammer because he's thrown 2 goals with it. And
Just busting open this zone. You get it in behind the cup. And, yeah. Because often the poppers start from behind the cup as well. So if they read that hammer coming in, then it really is just a deep. And you've got about 1 on 4. Which is what Sneak did. They were patient. They found Mock on the reset all the way across to Shirada.
and then
Who
a bit
was
of
it
1-2
finishing
work
off?
with
Fletcher.
Fletcher to Chua. Excellent composure in the red zone as well.
Especially with fantasy knocking.
Yeah.
There is definitely some panicky heads, or can be, I should say.
Got Connor with a pull.
Sneak really looking for a break here. Get back on serve.
We're going to land in. Lovely pull. Oh. Excellent chase down there from Sneak.
Absolutely. Lots of pressure on that first throw. Frad's very deep.
Yeah, working in a little bit of a horror. I don't know. I can't read this offense.
Yeah, just
Maya
like a
works.
horror.
Maya works hard to get it under.
Not sure what was happening in the backfield there. I think they might have caught a foul, which was then retracted. Disc was successfully caught. We're in with Maya here.
Disc is in.
Not much happening downfield.
Looking for
People,
the
people
under.
just really clearing. Hasn't got Ricky. Needs to get rid of it.
Hits
Finds
Sid.
Srinivasan, but there is a stall call. Uncontested. Uncontested stall.
Oh, I didn't feel that high.
Maybe a fast count.
Definitely didn't feel like he had it that long. Maybe, I mean, he's a good friend of mine, so
You're trying to give me the benefit of the doubt, are you? Is that what's happening?
Perhaps. I might be biased.
Dealing with a good mark there. I think it was more so, I think it was Tung on the dump defense, which really took that option away. And option C wasn't there. He really wants a hammer here, and he's going to throw that to no. Oh, we've got a touch. It looks like.
Hey, Maya gets it back.
Maya, yeah. I mean, that's the way to respond, isn't it?
Yeah. Work hard.
Not make the right decision, maybe with the disc.
Up to Baddix.
And get it back.
Jacks it.
And that is again.
Oh my goodness.
Another money throw.
That was very cash money of Andy Baddix right there.
South to north. Predator.
Fat dab from Joe Petrie.
We got that on camera as well. Yeah, we did. I saw it.
Yeah, he was there. Give us the
only
replay.
Only just.
Bottom left of your screen if you want to see the dab.
As Baddix caught it, he had well, maybe 2 meters Malhotra on him. Couple seconds, and he's in the end zone. Here comes
the dab.
3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Only just missed it. That's a big shame. Petrie, we're going to have to see you do it again later. We'll catch it.
Yeah, what a money throw. Doesn't get much better than that. All going one way. Also, at the time that Baddix released it, I reckon he had at least one player free in the middle. So if that didn't come off, he'd...
Oh, there it is. Petrie, it's disgusting. Disgustingly beautiful.
Thought we were done with dabbing like 2 years ago.
It actually means match point, so I'm not sure why he's... doesn't it mean match point in the whiff diff rules? I'm pretty sure it does. It means match point coming up. Which is what he was. It was an upward dab. So I think he's just said that, yeah, it's now a match point for Predator. So, yeah, I think it was game to 8. I didn't know that. I thought it was game to 15, but my bad. Baddix for a big pull here. We joke, obviously.
Hoping to take him to half, get the break.
Absolutely.
It's a nice pull. Sammy's going to take it. Dish to Connor. Dish to Tung. Oh. Oh!
That's the one they were baiting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, and the hammer again. Watch will nowhere to be seen.
Surely Greg hits the
hammer.
Hammer That's
again.
Hot. I like that. Oh! Sang not happy with that one. Yeah, that's the... I think they're probably hoping for a bit of a lower throw. I think anywhere below shoulder height, Davis has got Sammy, but in the air, probably take Sammy any day of the week. Oh, here we go. Upwind.
That's a beautiful throw. Have a read into his back. I'll take it. Davis.
Oh,
1, 2.
Give it to him.
Way to take it away. Schrader and Watchell brings it in.
Here we go. They break, take half.
And that's half.
Alrighty, see you in the next half.
Half of the 5th round. Big pull by Sneak, and that is going to brick.
Predator and Zimmer, second half. Here we go.
Predator and Sneak. Zimmer have already lost, played tonight and lost.
That's bad.
We welcome Scott Swart to the microphone.
Hello,
You've had an eventful week, haven't you, Scotty?
It's been fun. Lots of fun. Lots of sitting on the couch and recovering.
Yeah, it's probably not enough information without a visual to to go with, but we're in the game here. Klein moving it to Petrie on the open side. We've got Malhotra popping into the middle and around the outside.
Nice flick down the sideline to Luke, centering, and to Ricky, safe hands. Ricky looking for options cross field and down.
This is the first point Sneak have played zone. Oh.
Oh, that's...
And I was about to say they did not put any pressure on the disc,
yeah.
which they didn't.
That's
But
not,
Matt
normal
Hotra,
that's not normal for him to have the disc fly through his hands like that.
it's a bit of a shame. But you know what? Sneak had one of those
Yeah.
at the start of the game. Oh, and we've given it straight back.
Here we go. So hopefully Predator will be able to pick it up and at the front of their end zone and put this first one away for the second half. They seem to be playing pretty well tonight. Better than what I've seen in previous weeks. They seem to have a few more connections coming off and pushing a bit harder.
It's a beautiful round shot there by Petrie. Finding Davis in the corner. Fletcher, though, puts his arms out. I think that's a D. Let's have a look at that on the replay. Oh, that's the drop from our Hotra.
Very unfortunate.
And the drop here by Doe on the return.
Just those,
You get a drop.
yeah,
You get a drop.
Everybody gets a drop.
Oprah's in the house. And then if you just watch this by Fletcher, I think you put out that left arm, put out that mitt, it's a D. Or maybe it was further around. Oh, he did.
Put
He
the
did.
hand out. But
He did.
yeah. That's always a
Beautiful
tough
touch.
mark when you're on that
ISO.
break side. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're on that ISO in the end zone,
It's just,
very difficult. You got to trust your team. You got to trust your mark. And he did. Just threw around him with great touch. So that's Predator up now 9-6. Sneak really have to respond here. They can't let this one get too far away.
No, they've got to get their game on. Start running harder. Pushing to get that get that lead.
At least get back into striking distance. There's still plenty of time left in this game. There's been very short points. We're still 37 minutes till time cap.
Yeah.
Big pull here from our hot truck.
Yeah, whenever some of those pulls earlier were just, as soon as the disc was picked up, it was put straight to the end zone with a big huck downwind and score, making this a quick game to get points on the board. So here we go. Predator moving in with the zone. It's Israel with some nice wide hands on that mark.
Yeah.
Forcing that turnover to Sammy. There we go. Concludes that point. Nice. Always a bit tricky when you're stuck in that end zone downwind in that corner, trying to move it across field. Very tough.
Definitely sitting on the low side there. They really wanted to get out and around, and they had that access through Ogden. Unfortunate hands there.
Yeah, that's right.
And the wind has picked up. We were mentioning before that the wind was a bit gusty in the first game.
Yep.
And then at the start of this game, really kind of left. Kind of wasn't really there. And now, starting to feel it.
Yep.
It's not strong. I wouldn't say it's a strong breeze.
It's
but
consistent.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thrower's breeze, but I think it's more cross field actually at the moment.
Yeah, coming towards us a little bit.
Yeah, so camera side, coming towards the camera.
Strange direction for these fields. Usually it's going the other way. So hopefully the players on the field can adjust. The wind was acting up, same thing last week, I believe. Actually changed complete direction. So we should be able to see these teams react accordingly.
And they've come to the low side again, but that's a great through break there by Doe.
Yeah.
Ogden,
There we go.
who's he looking for?
Oh,
he's
Andrew
underran
going.
it.
Yep.
And Ted Watchell will take the scraps.
Yeah. I think maybe if Andrew hadn't stopped running there,
maybe just
he might have had a good bid on that disc.
I think he misread it. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, he misread it. He thought he could go up and get high on it, but yeah, it just kept going, unfortunately. He probably didn't read the speed or the amount at which the wind was carrying it.
Initiating through Srinivasan.
All of these cuts are just getting cut off by that defense.
And
there we go.
Ogden, way to get it back.
Yeah. That's some nice no-under defense right there.
That is. Sneak really need to put this one in.
Very quick movement by these handlers.
They really need to put this one in. And
There
Lefty Harley's backhand, the go-to throw.
Andrew gets it the second time. That's nice.
Try for the goal. Lots of messy cuts. Well, maybe not messy, but just a lot of cuts there. Baddock's really struggling to work out who was watching him and who was watching their player there.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people just needed to be patient, and then
we had 3 initial cuts, and then we had Izzy come at the front of stack, and Ogden just read that like a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted that one back, which they did. So Sneak now 7, pulling to Predator 10. Still plenty of time left in this game, Mr. Swart. Plenty of time. So
nothing like a good comeback in Super League.
Absolutely.
This is what it's all about.
Absolutely. The game before, we were in the position where we didn't want the comeback to happen, and it's always a scary moment.
It is.
When they start gaining momentum, you've got a buffer, but there's that thought. We don't want to be that team that lets a 6-7 lead go.
And everybody starts to get a bit relaxed and a bit comfortable where they're sitting on the scoreboard, and you know, suddenly points get put. Petrie looking off, Ninu going deep. Didn't like that option.
Great cutting there by Malhotra.
Yeah.
Worked all the way deep and then got it under.
I think Ninu's always been smart with his cutting. He knows when and where to cut to. It's something always to look for newer players as well. Watching Ninu, he's got that good mind on the field.
Yep, and very dynamic through his movement. Doe just getting picked there, chasing Baddocks through the front of stack, so Rondo getting in his way. So we're resetting, and it's the same throw, no result, no change.
And that's up. Oh, that's a bit of a miscommunication.
Davis was coming under. Sneak with the turn. They really want to march this one up. They want to use all their cutters here. They want to make Predator play a long point of defense or a short point of defense. They want to score the point, is what I'm trying to say. And they want to play a short point of defense.
It's up, and I don't know if it's coming
back in.
Oh, I think it's
down.
Yeah, it looked like Seng was trying to keep his feet in the field. That's why he completely laid out for that.
I have a feeling it's...
I think actually because Seng got some hands to that disc, that it's coming in where it is rather than right back at the end zone line.
Yeah.
So good work on him for at least touching it. Tempered disc, Greg putting a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, I mean Davis was striking deep, and he could not find a throw on the open side.
Oh, here we go.
Davis with flow, finding Malhotra.
Yep.
Yes, Predator ease the pressure just a little bit. It's 11-7. Still plenty of time left in this game for Sneak.
Yeah, Predators are a dangerous team when you've got them going downwind.
Absolutely.
They've got a lot of deep threats in Nunu and Ted and the throwers to give it to them.
Absolutely. Missing Eichner tonight, a top, what is he, a top 5 pick?
Yeah.
Andy Baddock's picking Sean Davis and Lockie Eichner with 4 and 5 in the snake of the draft.
Yeah, Lockie's always a big threat on defense and as a big deep threat in offense.
Absolutely, and not in this game. And they haven't missed the initiation cuts. They've had that from Malhotra, and they've had it from Watchell.
Yeah.
which has been fantastic to see. And also Srinivasan has definitely come to play a little bit as well, generating lots of cuts out of the backfield, which has been great.
This line, I think, will be interesting. Some of their lower draft pick players on the field playing defense on this.
They really got to lift some intensity here.
Yeah.
Nice floaty backhand. Fletcher to the catch.
Sneak just need to play it cool. They've got a bit of a junky, junky zone here.
It's that junky zone.
Yeah.
Really poaching those inside swings that the wings really are jumping up on.
If I'm honest, I'm not sure if a kind of junky zone is going to work on Sneak. There's just too much experience in the back in the handlers in the midfield.
And maybe just getting a little bit lost there was Froud. Yeah, Sneak had so many handlers on this line. All guys that are comfortable throwing the disc.
Yeah, moving it just like that through almost touches, but
yeah,
they're confident with those throws that they won't get touched.
They are, but they're having sniffs though, Predator.
Yeah,
so
they are. No, that's true.
You can't be upset with this defense at the end. Knocking on the doorstep though. Last throw threads the needle to Chua. Chua.
Chua.
Eating tonight. He's a hungry boy. Yum. I'd be very interested to see how many goals he's finished off tonight. I think it would be at least a handful.
Moved that very nicely through, just all the way up the field.
Yep. But sniffs.
Yes, there were some stiffs.
Predator.
I guess that's what I do like about that two-man cup kind of zone, where you have that extra player in the midfield, which can always come up and come close and maybe have some sniffs on some of the dumps or the three balls, I guess. And yeah, it almost worked this time.
It's actually, I think it's worked a couple times this game. They've used that zone pretty much the full first half. I think Sneak now, maybe knowing what they want to bait or what Predator are baiting them to throw. So maybe just being a bit more careful. And I guess it's really just that inside swing. The wings are popping out and trying to get those. But they just carved the middle at that point.
Yeah.
And that's how you beat a zone, isn't it?
Always,
through
always
the guts.
Through the middle.
Great pull. Got a bit of float. Klein to collect. Centers to Petrie. Great chase down by Doe. We've got Sorondo on the break side.
Sean says no.
We've got
That's
Froud picking up the pieces.
No, he needs to get rid of this. Needs to find somebody safe to
Finds
throw.
Watchell. That's a wonderful
That's good
throw.
bailout. Oh, that's
an outside and around.
an interesting option.
The body.
But is that in? No.
It was a great box out by Davis.
Not sure if that was the best option for Ted to take. I mean, it was an option, but I think he could have been just a bit more patient with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, just maybe the execution. Just sat up there, just a little bit. Was that Connor on the defense there? Wonderful defense by Connor to get a hand, I think, in there.
Yeah.
But Davis taking, pretty much doing the best that he could, given the circumstances.
It's a very good matchup, Sean and Connor.
Yep. Finds the inside lane there to Singh.
It looks like...
Stay with.
Takes away the huck.
Yep.
Recess to Singh.
Oh,
Joe. Dylan just taking the brakes off, and Joe taking...
Oh, that was Connor, I think.
No, that was... Wait, what?
Or is it Dylan?
Dylan was cutting for the under.
Yep.
Yeah, and Petrie just takes it away.
Yeah, Dylan just like...
I think he might have baited that just a touch.
He just stopped accelerating, unfortunately.
Yeah. Got to run through those discs. So the disc now with Klein knocking on the doorstep. We are literally 2 meters in front of it. He's got that high release flick. No one cutting into that break side, though.
There it
Resets to
is.
Petrie, and
Yep.
he'll find Meyer. Falls over his own feet. I guess that's his celebration spike. Predator in control.
Yeah, they're really taking it tonight. They're really pushing hard and really getting those points on the board and keep on executing, getting those Ds and blocks and playing aggressive.
Yeah, that D by Petrie. It was there to get. Unfortunately, if Dylan just kept his line and ran through the disc, he'd have the disc.
Yeah. It's not normal to see Dylan not run through a disc. He's usually such a fine cutter that really attacks well, knows when to go for it.
Great pressure, though, around the disc by Predator then.
Yeah.
They really took away the deeps, the deep shots, and then they really sucked in for those unders. Like they got a few resets out of it, I think Sneak did, but they didn't really gain any sort of yardage. Yeah.
No, forward movement. No, that's right. Here we go, Baddocks with the pull. It's a pretty good pull into the wind. Not much better you can ask with that.
No, wind really picking up now. We've got Doe collecting.
It just as the point starts, unfortunately.
Going to deal. That's a tough throw.
Oh,
That's a very tough throw into the wind because this is a cross coming towards the
and
camera
almost
here.
straight up mark too.
Very difficult. We've got Petrie walking to the disc, Sang on the mark. Predator really want to put this one in. Looking for his high release, no doubt. Uses Davis, finds Sorondo on the break. Gives it back to Davis. They just want these breaks.
Yeah.
We've got Baddocks.
They'll get them all day with these handlers.
Tongue taking away the break now.
Connor in a smart position on defense there, just blocking the whole lane. And there's a call.
I think someone signaled it was a goal by Petrie. So we're either straddling with Petrie and one more throw to go, or they're going to have a look on the cones and they're going to call him something. Here's the replay. We've got Sean just...
Tough perspective on the replay.
Great movement there by Fletcher, and I don't know. I can't see the other cone. We've got Petrie back in the game now here.
Yeah.
At the front of the stack. He's got Baddocks, open.
And to Israel.
Goal to Sorondo.
Nice.
Predator now at 13-8. Davis tried to throw his mark off there by pointing away and then cutting to the break side, but well done to Fletcher to stay with him. But two open side, one in the dump, one in the downfield. Goal to Predator. Two more to get. Still 20 minutes till time cap. Sneak really need a man to come back now.
Yeah, they can still do it. 20 minutes is a lot of game time.
And momentum is such an important thing in Ultimate as well. Predator now with all the momentum.
And I don't think I've seen Predator with momentum all season. And to have them have it tonight, you can really see them really clamping down on it and using it to their advantage.
Yep, absolutely. This is a different team tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, Snick just need to pull something out here. It's certainly in them and certainly in the character of the team. When I look at the people on the team, I see a lot of people who can really come out of this kind of point deficit and bring their A game and put a lot of pressure on and get some turns happening and get some points on the board.
Absolutely. Big pull here by Malhotra.
And that may be going out, I believe. Yeah, there she goes.
The breeze is picking up just a touch.
Nunu's certainly been putting a lot of practice and effort into his pulls over the past year or so.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely shown. It's getting so much more distance and hang time.
We've got Connor coming to the brick mark. Davis on the mark. Gives away an easy break. Gets it back.
Yep.
We are very deep. We are playing 3-on-3 here.
Yeah, I don't know why the rest of the field is so deep. It's very strange. It's almost
that is
some
why.
kind of strange set play by White. I don't know, by Sneak.
And that's a throw to
Dylan!
And he's going to take it. So let's see that one on replay, shall we?
That was bizarre. We had 2 teams playing there. We
I'm
had
very glad I picked that up.
4 teams. We had
a 3-on-3 in the backfield. And then Hong throws this speculative throw. Maybe he just catches in the wind just a touch. People had a sniff, but Dylan, Joe not killing him, thankfully. Gives him a nice hug.
I don't know if that was that planned or was that.
I would imagine. It kind of like a failed. It kind of like a failed, but without the ISO in the middle.
Yeah.
It was a 3-on-3.
Very interesting.
In the handler weave, and then just 4 cutters in the horror, just going. Yeah, just let us know when you're done.
Yeah.
Like, it worked. They kept the distance.
It did.
Davis had a sniff, like
yeah,
he always does.
He always will.
But that did bust it open just a little bit and gave them an opportunity, getting hung up the line.
Yeah. Obviously, Connor's happy with that matchup every time. Quick feet, but Sean's got quick feet too.
The battle of the quick feet.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Scott, we haven't really visited much, but you had an eventful week. What was it last week? Wednesday night, was it?
Wednesday
day.
On the way to work.
On the way to work, what happened? Paint me a picture.
Riding my new made pushy on the way to work in a bike lane, and somebody pulled across me to go into their house, and I flew over the bonnet.
Goodness.
Did a little Superman
And
into a parked car.
Oh.
2 front teeth missing and lots of scarring and headaches. But I'm here out tonight to support my team, and
if anything, I think
watch
you were the reason why we got over the line there.
You were the reason. Yeah, I was the reason because I wasn't playing, I think. But no, it was a great game before. Everybody on Flat Ball Z really played their part. It was good to see.
Both these games at the moment, just a little bit of.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Sean picking up those scraps.
Dylan really having to catch your D's there.
Yeah.
So back in the game here, Predator on offense, yet to turn it despite that knock up by Dylan P. Davis taking it, cool down field, maybe a pick. Coming in, stalling, not too much.
Surprisingly, Luke back in the handler position.
Luke back in the handler position. Wants to try and break that mark and does so.
That's good. Luke's got the
Great
throws.
flow by Sorondo. Great flow by Sorondo.
Oh, that's nice. Oh.
But just sat, got caught in the wind just a touch. And Chua having a game here.
I'm surprised he got some hands on that.
I thought that was going to go over both of their heads.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it just kind of maybe just hit some wind there.
I think it was a good idea by Israel to put that, but maybe not so much edge on the disc and a bit more float.
Yeah, lead him out into that corner.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because the wind's just going to turn
low
that over.
Throw to P to Schrader. He's got Chua.
Oh, he's waiting for that, but
he really needs to get
too
moving.
Much? Oh, Andrew, putting on the afterburners there,
but did not want it enough. I reckon Rex Johnson could have got that.
I reckon so. Yeah.
Would have taken it at his highest point.
I think Greg could have holstered that by maybe another quarter second.
It's so hard to know with those throws. They are, what is it? A same third huck.
But he had so much distance away from his defender and downwind.
Yeah.
But no, he did holster it for a bit, which is good. Sean puts
we're going big, and that's a
the
lovely
wind's died
throw.
just perfectly for Nunu to
Not in.
read that.
Now Hotra, what's he going to look for? Wants to try the dude. Everyone just runs through him and
Sean with the dump running all the field.
Pick hold. Sneak really need a block here. They really need to find this disc back.
They've been really putting in this point, trying to get that, keeping that pressure on. Here we go, disc in.
He wants that break.
And there
Leads
it is.
out Malhotra and finds it.
Got it.
Red now up 14-9. 1 away from their first win of the league. Still 14 minutes till time cap, so there's plenty of time for sneak. With that said, there's only one more point potentially left in the game.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter what the time cap does. They need to win every point from here on.
That's all right. Just 6 points in a row. They can do it,
It's
right?
doable. It's doable.
It's doable.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's definitely improbable.
Yeah.
But the momentum definitely with Predator at the moment.
Yeah.
And it seems to just be the break side. These break throws from Predator just carving.
Yeah. Yeah, that movement from Sean and
yep. And Joe.
And Joe and Baddix.
And Baddix.
Just, yeah.
Setting up that initial gainer on the break side, but it's the continuations. The continuations are well timed as well.
Yeah.
So Predator to pull.
Yep, another upwind offensive point for Sneak. We've got a pretty big line arm at the moment. Don't want to stay in this game.
Really do. So we've got Fletcher to pick it up. He's going to find Hong on the high side. Keep it there. He's going to find Schrader, but that's unfortunate.
strange.
So we've got Davis picking it up nice and quick, no mark on. Who's going to hit? 0
Here we
people.
go, this could be game.
He finds Baddix. Sengovic takes him out. Finds Petrie. Back to Baddix. Nice quick movement. Just one more throw. And finds Davis.
Sean through.
And
Folks, and there we go.
to Predator to win. Predator take the game, 15-9. So you have it.
Well done, Predator.
An interesting round. Zimmer once undefeated, now 4-1. Flatball now 4-1. And these two teams, I think that makes them both 1-4.
1-4.
So we've got 2 at the top of the table and 2 at the bottom of the table. Everyone's won, everyone's lost.
You wouldn't think of it to look at all the teams. You look at them at the start of the season and they looked absolutely matched. Maybe with the exception to a couple, just like slightly better than others, but barely. But coming out and watching these two teams play tonight, it's nice to see a lot more cohesion from Predator.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really had a sour start to their season, I think, and it's nice to see them get those connections working tonight to bring them that win.
They've responded very, very well.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we close it off for tonight.
I believe so. It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure. Thank you guys, and see you next week.
Will do.
ULTI.TV.